Welcome, everybody, to a 446 Sports production of Tioga Indian Football, brought to you by Kingstop Chevron and 28 East Chevron, our title sponsors. I am Billy French, alongside my partner, as always, Coach Thomas Scully, and, of course, our producer, Shane Henry. We are at Peabody High School, the Warhorses, district game number 3 here for the Tioga Indians, and doing something a little different here tonight, ladies and gentlemen. They told us we didn't have room in the press box, which I'm looking across, Coach, and I'm seeing some room up there. But they did say we could get on top of the press box, and I chose not to do that. I said I want to sit amongst the Tioga faithful, the family, the friends here. So you're going to hear some sounds and some real Tioga cheering here as we sit here in the stands tonight as I bring in my partner, Coach Thomas Scully. And, Coach, big night here tonight. Tioga versus Peabody, game number 3 here. Easy little drive right across the river to take on the Warhorses.
Yeah, the Warhorses led by Coach Washington in his first year here. Former running back, 4-year starter at Southern. He comes back to his alma mater to try to bring this Warhorse program back to the tradition that it was many years ago. And, you know, some people may think it's not going to be a game, but I can tell you right now, the Warhorses are going to come in and play hard as they get ready to come into the game. Rendition of what Edna Carr looks like as they come out, except they're coming out of a helmet. But again, what a great atmosphere it is here. It's a beautiful night. Of course, we are in the stands. You know, and the thing is, Peabody's going to be led by their quarterback, number 12, Zayden Bowden. He's a 6'2", 180-pound sophomore. The big threats for Peabody is going to be number 1, Kamarian Adams. Number 2, Zachary Green, a 6'1", 180-pound senior. Running back and receiver, number 6, Jonathan Hargrave, who is a 5'8", 165-pound junior. And, of course, the running back, number 5, David Newton. He's 5'10", 160-pound junior. So, Billy, the Tioga Indians are going to have their hands full tonight. But I tell you, what we've seen all year long, I'm not sure which way this game goes, but you never know when you're playing on the Warhorse field over here at Peabody.
Absolutely. It's going to be a fun night of football here. District game number 3, Tioga comes in with a 6-1 record. And the Warhorses, of course, not having their best season for Peabody. 2-4, 1-1 in district. They did defeat Grant for their only district win. Tioga, last year, as you can hear the band of Peabody right across the field from us, last year Tioga wins 52-28 at the reservation. As you could see, the Warhorses coming out of the tunnel with the green smoke and everything. But it's going to be a fun night of football. Tioga's ready. Fireworks kicking off here as well as Alexandria, Louisiana. And this is Friday night football at its best. I wish it was a little cooler, you know, but it'll get cool down here again. Look, no rain, so I'm happy about that. We're sitting in the stands. That's been something we talked about, all 3 of us, all week. It's like, look, it's going to be a good time in the stands just as long as that rain holds off, and it looks like it will. Fireworks going here. I believe it's homecoming night here for Peabody. And I think it was kind of a quick little last-minute decision to do their homecoming. You could see across the way, not a lot of people in the stands on the Peabody side, but it's packed over here on this Tioga side. And my buddy Jamar Washington, of course, you know, my son played at Southern with Jamar for all 4 years. I was super excited when Jamar took this job here to be the head coach of Peabody. I got to watch him not only here at Peabody when Jalen played against him, when Jalen was at Tioga and he was at Peabody, but to watch him on the field as a teammate. Heck of a football player. Jamar, only about 5'5", 5'6", but boy, was he electric running the ball for Southern. First team all SWAC and all those accolades. Peabody's ready to play, and your Tioga Indians are ready to play. I'm ready for a fun night of football. Again, you don't take anything for granted. I'm not a coach, so I can. No, I'm expecting a good game here tonight from the Tioga Indians to keep playing and keep extending that district undefeated streak as we come in 2-0 against last week, of course, beating West Washita 49-7. And again, Peabody, you know, coming into this ball game with a 2-4 record, 1-1 in district. So it's going to be a fun night of football, Coach.
Absolutely. You know, the thing that you got to remember, as we'll stop right here and listen to the prayer and the national anthem.
Our God sportsmanship, great talent, and great leadership displayed tonight. Let the coaches, principals, and all administration lead us and guide us in the right direction. Give the referees the blessings to see it as they call it. Ladies and gentlemen, we ask these prayers in Jesus' name and for his sake. Amen. Amen.
Welcome, everybody, here to Peabody High School. The Warhorses take on your Tioga Indians. This is a 446 Sports production of Tioga Indian Football, brought to you by Kingstop Chevron and 28 East Chevron, our title sponsors. Again, my name is Billy French, alongside my partner, Thomas Scully, Coach. Of course, can't forget Shane Henry, our producer. Thank you so much. He was sweating earlier, but we got it. Look, I'm telling you, I love it. No doubt by me, knowing Shane, we get everything up and running here. Again, we're doing things a little different here tonight. We are in the stands with the Tioga faithful, so we're going to be excited. We're going to hear some cheers. We're going to hear some cowbells. And, Coach, it's going to be a fun night of football, and we're hoping a big Tioga win tonight.
It's going to be a great night here, no doubt. You know, this is the thing that you got to think about. We're talking about Peabody and all of their weapons, but let's talk about our weapons. You know, on the offense, through 8 weeks of play, Case Malone, the captain of that offense, 85 completions on 135 attempts, 1,643 yards, and then, of course, Kenny Ponche doing all the work behind Case, having 162 carries for 1,175 yards and 15 TDs, and, of course, who else but number one, Kervin Johnson out wide, 41 receptions for 995 yards and 14 TDs. And if you talk to any three of those young men, those stats mean nothing to them.
Absolutely.
But I can tell you this, without those three guys, it would be a different story. But how much have they grown, along with Angelo Shelton, Tarver, you know, you name those guys that have come in, Christian Isles, all those guys on the offensive side that have been able to put up an average not only 50 points a game, but 4 of the 8 games that we've scored over 50 points. So that's an impressive outing, considering who we've played: the Sterlingtons, the Leesvilles, the Peabodys, the Wassmans, the Ginas, Richwood, Washita Christian. West Washita. All of those schools are very talented with great defenses, but Tioga's offense has been clicking on all cylinders all along. Coach Landry and his offensive staff has done a tremendous job But what about that defense, Billy?
I'm telling you, been lights out. Coach Mooter has made adjustments every week here, and it's just been better and better and better every game. Last week only giving up 7 points to the Chiefs, and that was late in that third quarter. Kind of one of a little fluke play there for them to score. I know he wanted that shutout. Kervin Johnson and Sajavion Champion are the captains for Tioga. Kind of hard to see what the Peabody guys are here, but you can see it on the video as we're getting ready for kickoff here about as we get the coin toss. Rocky Collins, white hat for all the officials here tonight. My buddy Rocky is going to be white hatting, so hopefully it'll be a good game here tonight. We'll have no issues here. No, I'm just kidding. He knows I'm messing with him. But it's going to be an awesome night of football, as looks like Tioga has won the coin toss, and we've elected to receive. Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, football fans across Central Louisiana, now is the moment you've all been waiting for. It's Tioga football game time here at Peabody High School here in Alexandria, Louisiana. This is a 446 Sports production of Tioga football, and we got a packed house. Tioga travels very, very well, Coach, and it's going to be a blast of tonight here in Alexandria, Louisiana, here at Peabody, the new turf. This is the first time Tioga's got to play on the turf since they put it in here, and we hope to set some records here tonight. Great show on turf on the Tioga side.
Absolutely. You want to see that offense just like we've seen all year, get the ball first. That's been the want by this Tioga team, that put the offense on the field first and let them go to work, get that drive down, score, and get that touchdown early on, and then put the defense out there and let the defense put the pressure on the opponent and their offense right off the jump. So, again, we're not going to think anything different.
Yep.
As that music starts playing, Louisiana, and we start to take the field and get this game underway.
I love the statement early on. Win the coin toss, we want the ball.
Absolutely.
We want to go ahead and score real fast in a hurry here. Set the tone early on here at Peabody High School as district game number 3 here for your Tioga Indians. Tioga looking to go to 3-0 in district, 7-1 coming into this matchup. 6-1, only loss against that Sterlington Panthers week 1. And, of course, had the lead in that fourth quarter as Sterlington pulled away late. But, again, Tioga has been on a run ever since then here, averaging close to, you said, almost 50 points a game is this Tioga Indians offense. And we're getting ready for Peabody to kick off here. Again, beautiful night of football. No rain in the forecast for tonight. Going to be a lot of rain tomorrow and Sunday, but tonight it's Tioga football time as we are just about underway. Number 4 for Peabody, that is Jared Armand, will be kicking off for Peabody. Again, super grateful for everybody tuned in, watching here on YouTube, Facebook, and all of our outlets here. It's going to be a great night of football here for your Tioga Indians as we look to extend that 6-game win streak to 7 as we are just about underway here at Peabody High School. Here goes the kick, and it's a short one, and they're going to kick it away. And that looks to be Christian Isles, I believe, caught that ball right around the 30-yard line, 35-yard line. And again, we are low tonight. We're not above like we normally are. So if I do get some numbers wrong or if we can't quite see the yardage, we're doing our best here. Again, we are eye level with the fans.
Absolutely. Starting lineup on that offensive line: Jacobs, Bayard, Landry. Laborde is back tonight, and Roy will anchor that front line in the backfield. Malone, Ponche out wide, Shelton, Isles, Johnson, and your H-back is going to be Tarver.
Here we go. 2 receivers near side. Top of your screen is Angelo Shelton. Kenny Ponche is standing to the left of your captain, Case Malone. Tarver Landry in that halfback spot, that tight end. Case hands it off to, there's Kenny Ponche right up the gut, breaking tackles. Falls to about the 43-yard line. And a big carry right there on first down for the Tioga Indians.
Great job by Ponche getting behind that offensive line, that Captain Tucker right off the jump, and they're going to go fast here.
Hurry up for, again, this time it's going to be single coverage here at the bottom of your screen. That's Kervin Johnson. And they're going to move Tarver over here onto the right side of the offensive line as Peabody shifts as well. Christian Isles and Shelton kind of in that bunch formation at the top of your screen. Look, Case already changing the play as Kervin comes up here, and he's going to go in motion. They're going to give it to Kervin. Kervin to the left side, feeds the lane here, still on his feet. Kervin Johnson stiff arms one. Great block by Tarver Landry. Kervin to the 20, 10, and brought down all the way down to about the 6-yard line. But what a block by Tarver Landry to extend that ride.
Tarver did a great job of turning around and making sure that it wasn't a blindside block. He hit him up high, and what did Curvin do? Get right behind that block. But what a great job right there. Kamarian Adams, the receiver, the best player on their field is what we've heard, just made the tackle and ran down Curvin Johnson. Absolutely.
Here we go. 1st and goal to go now for the Indians. Case tosses it to Ponche. Ponche to the right side, pushed out of bounds, maybe picked up about a yard. It's going to bring up 2nd down and goal now for the Indians.
That was Brooks on the tackle in number 3, who's not on the roster. But, again, great job by Peabody right there to string the play out. A little toss to the right to the short side of the field, which will bring up now 2nd and goal for the Indians.
And Tioga will slow it down a little bit here now as a hurry up for those first couple of plays. Now we're in more of a kind of quiet formation here. 2 receivers top of your screen. Curvin Johnson at the bottom. Ponche to the left of Case. Case calls the ball, hands it off to Kenny. Kenny up the middle, into the end zone. Touchdown, Tioga, touchdown, Kenny Ponche.
That little gut play that they love to run, it's basically a zone, middle zone, and again, Ponche getting behind that big offensive line and getting that 8-yard run in there to get the lead to 6-0 with 10:45 here in the first quarter.
Kenny Ponche with the 8-yard touchdown run here, and Tioga strikes fast, Tioga strikes quickly, and it's a big run right there by the Tioga Indians here. As the extra point from Ethan Bridges. We got a flag here. Let's see what the side judge here is saying.
We've actually got one of our players in the back of the end zone. I'm not sure.
I think, yeah, Angelo.
That's
I don't know if he was
Angelo.
hurt or something. He was just trying to step off the field so he wouldn't be on the play. They're going to let him get by. Ethan Bridges will come out for the extra point. Christian Isles is your holder. 10:45 left here in this opening quarter. Tioga strikes first. There's the snap. Kick is up. And the kick is good. 7-0. Tioga strikes on the Kenny Ponche 8-yard touchdown run. And we're going to take a quick break. We're here right on 446 Sports, live at Peabody High School. Tioga strikes first, 7-0. We'll be right back.
At Alexandria Solutions, we believe every strong community starts with healthy minds and healthy families. That's why we're proud to stand alongside Tioga High School as a corporate sponsor. We're here to support the Tioga Indians from the classroom to the playing field, because when students succeed, our whole community thrives. At Alexandria Solutions, we provide compassionate care for mental health and addiction. No referral is needed to make an appointment, and we accept most insurances. Tonight's game is brought to you in part by your local convenience stores, where friendly faces, cold drinks.
Welcome back, everybody, here to Alexandria, Louisiana. Peabody High School, the Warhorses taking on your Tioga Indians. 446 Sports, home of the Tioga Indians, powered by Kingstop Chevron and 28E Chevron. Tioga strikes first. Kenny Ponche, 8-yard touchdown run. Ethan Bridges with the extra point, so it's 7-0 here with 10:45 left in this opening quarter. And Coach, as Ethan gets ready to kick the ball off, and he does, and it's going to be into the end zone. We'll keep it here. Coach, it's exactly the statement that Tioga wanted to set here early on here, being able to run the ball the entire time through the drive, and just an absolute statement made.
Yeah, and they did, and you know, being able to run that middle zone, and you know, talking with Coach Landry and that offensive staff, Coach Book, Coach Brumfield, the offensive line coaches, they wanted to establish a run. You know, again, Peabody being a young team, made up of mostly sophomores, juniors, a few seniors sprinkled in, but again, still a young team. Coach Washington doing his best to get them to learn his standard, his program, his culture. And so, again, a little advantage on that offensive line. I mean, we have one of the biggest offensive lines in the state, so in 4A. So when you think about having to go up against a young team like that, such a disadvantage for Peabody. But, again, what a great job of just establishing the run. And we're talking 5 to 6 yards a carry in that first series. So we'll see what our defense does right here. Again, got some explosive weapons right here. They do in Adams, Green, and Hardgrove, and, of course, Bolden at quarterback. So let's see how they start.
They're going to start 2 receivers near side. Top of your screen, the single covers there. You're going to have Curvin Johnson at the bottom as well. They're going to hand the ball off, and immediately brought down by Wesley Sherman here. Quick like in a hurry. Wesley Gets them back to the maybe a yard on the carry here to bring up 2nd and 9. So a big tackle by Wesley Sherman on the defensive end.
Yeah, Hargrove on the carry right there, trying to run a little outside zone, and Sherman, that's big. That's a big man you're running into, so you better double team him or kick him out.
Holden again in the shotgun, and I think we got a possible move on that offensive line. Let's see what the call here, the white hat. We're on the opposite side, so we got to kind of see it. Yeah, it's going to be a false start on the offense, so that's to be a 5-yard penalty. We'll back them up here 2nd and about, I guess, what is that, 14 here for Peabody. And, we're going to have to – really, it's going to be a little different for us. He's not looking at us, giving us the signal. He's looking the other way because we're in the stands here tonight, and I'm loving it, man. This is one of my favorite things to do. Every year we try to do at least one game where we're right here in the middle of the Tioga faithful as Peabody gets ready here. 2nd and long now.
Looks like they're going to go into a little wildcat, Billy, not to cut you off.
No, that's
wildcat as they move Hargrove to quarterback.
And he'll keep it himself. Hargrove hit immediately in the backfield. Guess who, ladies and gentlemen? Sajavion Champion with a big sack.
Well, they tried to run that wildcat. They wanted to get the sweep in and try to surprise us on the outside. They didn't realize Champion was blitzing from that side as well. So big play right there by Sajavian, and back in comes Bolden at quarterback with 3rd and forever here for the Peabody War Horses.
Yeah, it's going to be a long 3rd down here, trying to pin them back here early on. This defensive line has been so exceptional all season long here. Bryson Fall is going to jump over there and try to get right over the middle. And this time, Tioga jumps. It looks to be encroachment on the defense, and it is. So we'll give them 5 yards back here, so to replay 3rd down. Little excitement there. They ready to get in that backfield and make some tackles here.
I think they got an all-out blitz. Well, they had called an all-out blitz up the middle, and, of course, Cohen and a few others. It looked like Fall was up there, and it looked like Fall was the one that jumped, but it looks like they're going to bring pressure right up the middle. So we'll see what happens here as they're all pressed in the line of scrimmage now.
Holden is in that shotgun. They got 3 receivers bottom of your screen, 1 at the top here, and I love seeing it. We've got Bates. We've got David Garrett here at the bottom. Cohen Henry's going to drop back in. They're going to throw it to the outside, and it's going to be incomplete and out of bounds, intended for number 1. It's going to bring up 4th down for Peabody.
Yeah, they tried to run a little now screen over here to the wide side of the field. It was a 3-by-2 formation, and just overthrew number 1 right there, Adams. So they're going to have to punt the ball away, and Tioga's going to get tremendous field position here.
Curvin Johnson back at the 45-yard line. We know where Curvin is. Let's find out where Cohen is, because that ball seems to be attracted to Cohen Henry as he's back there too, waiting here. Again, they're going to have some coverage, some help back there in the backfield as it brings up 4th and about 14 for the Peabody pinned. Their kicker's about that 2-yard line. And he does kick it, and it's not a very good one here. It's going to take a Peabody bounce, but it's going to be great field position for the Tioga Indians. We'll keep it here as well. 8 minutes and 51 seconds left here. Tioga scores first and gets their 2nd possession here. And, Coach, exactly, again, your defense comes up, gets in the backfield, something that's happened pretty much all season long. That defensive front by this Tioga Indians team has wrecked everybody that they play. And, again, Wesley Sherman starts it off, the Javion Champion, and just a big push by that defensive front.
Yeah, when you got Adams and Case and Fogelman and Landry, the Landry brothers up there, and you're platooning 6 guys, you're keeping them fresh, and that's tough for an offense.
Yeah, Chase Thomas has had himself a great night, great season. Wesley Sherman has had himself a great season. Of course, AJ, the smooth senior, smackdown, wreaking havoc in the backfield as well. Here we go. Case Malone's going to roll out to the right side. He's got some pressure, but he's got Tarver Landry. Tarver to the 10, 5, and pushed out of bounds about that 3-yard line, and a beautiful play right there from the Indians.
Great job right there, again, by Adams to save a touchdown as Tarver came all the way across the field, a little play-action pass, and, of course, Tarver being open right underneath as they go quick, hand the ball up to Ponche up the middle, and It's touchdown Indians.
Kenny Ponche again with a 5-yard touchdown run, and that's his 2nd one of the night. And Tioga strikes quick, and Tioga strikes fast. Kenny Ponche with a 5-yard touchdown run.
Well, what happened was they caught Peabody trying to get set up, and, again, that fast and wide offense that Coach Landry and that offensive group runs, they never huddle, but they don't necessarily have to. They can run a play, and sometimes they call 2 plays at a time. So, again, caught Peabody off guard right there, and it made a little walk-in for Ponche for his second touchdown of the evening.
Man, I tell you what, buddy, it's fun as Ethan Bridges kick us up, and it is good here. We'll keep it here, 8:33 left, Tioga 14, Peabody 0. When you've got the kind of leader that you have as Case Malone in the quarterback position, you don't have to call a play. He can do it himself. He sees things. He sees that they're not ready. He'll come up, do a hurry up, and that's exactly what happened. It had Peabody back pinned up, wasn't ready for that, and an easy run for Kenny Ponche. So 14-0, Tioga on top of Peabody here. This is a 446 Sports production of Tioga Indian Football, brought to you by Kingstop Chevron, 28 East Chevron, your title sponsors. We are at Peabody High School here in the stands with the Tioga faithful, and so far a beautiful night, Coach. Nice little breeze going here in the stands. We got some horns around us. We got people cheering and hollering and screaming. And Tioga's up 14-0. What else could you ask for?
Yeah, but, you know, it's fun. We don't have anybody around us. They're afraid of us.
They don't want to be on air.
Well, Shane and I were talking about that before the game. Man, maybe some people get close to us. There's nobody around
They know.
us.
Number one, they don't want to be on camera. Number two, they're scared they're going to say something and get on it. I got my buddy Owen Malone to the right of me over here. I got to make sure he don't get mad and start saying some stuff over here. But he said he's going to be quiet tonight. Yeah. No, you let it rip, buddy. Go ahead.
And it looks like Adams is going to pick up the ball here.
And he get it, and it's going to be hit immediately. Man, that's Kentrell Bates was the first man there for Tioga. Kentrell and Bryson Fall with the tackle on special teams for Tioga. And again, the field position, it's very beneficial for Tioga.
Yeah, you got to love Bates. Bates comes with a different energy. You know, that defense already has energy, but Bates has got an energy of his own. He's wired a little bit different, and, man, he got down there, and, look, he was not letting Adams get out of his grip. So great job by getting down the field. Again, when you're putting your best 11 on those special teams, it makes the difference, and you pin teams back and make them start at their own 11-yard line. What a difference, or 16-yard line, what a difference it makes for that defense.
Here we go. Peabody, 2 receivers near side, 1 at the top. And they're looking at Coach Jamar Washington here, my buddy, and Coach Jorian Valian from Ash. Yep. Over here, he brought in Mingo. He's brought in a great coaching staff, a young coaching staff here. Peabody throws it to the out, and that's a good little play right there by Peabody. Look at the speed. And good tackle right there by David Garrett, but a good little burst of speed right there for Peabody.
Yeah, that number 6, Jonathan Hargrove, he's a 5'8", 165-pound junior, and I'm going to tell you, a phenomenal guy. Probably, again, when you think about Peabody, they've got 3 or 4 weapons here. Again, young guys, but they're going to be really good. The future is bright here at Peabody as they check with me, and they do that. Coach Mingo and those guys on that offensive side, they're constantly having check with me before they call the play.
Here we go, second down now, or excuse me, first down, 1st and 10 for Peabody. He hands the ball off. No, he's going to keep it. Good play right there, and just out of the reach here for number 1 for Peabody. That was Kentrell Bates on the coverage for Tioga. Bring up 2nd and 10.
Great play action pass right there by Bolden and froze the linebacker, so he was able to dump it right behind him. And again, a little throw behind Adams. If he catches him in stride, he might be hitting his head on that goalpost because he had the alley on Bates there.
Here goes Mr. Johnston going to come down, and he's like, I'll take him. And then we got to move. And look at the smart play right there. Let's see what they call it, because I thought that was false start.
It was.
And it was. Yep. And immediately when that offensive lineman moved, AJ came all the way through to make sure they let them know, hey, he jumped, and I'm going to go ahead and get through there. He had the whole technique and everything. See, he did the whole arm movement and everything. Good job right there, AJ Adams.
He did a little sweep just to make sure, hey, I'm here. Let me let y'all know I'm here.
Appreciate everybody tuned in on YouTube. All of our we got a great chat section here on our YouTube page. We appreciate everybody typed in. And that time, almost jumped across. Did they throw the flag? I don't think they did. That was Chase Thomas, but no call, so it didn't happen here. Good job of getting back. Here you go, 2nd and 15 now for the Warhorses. There's that option. Breaks the first tackle. Boy, AJ was there. Tackle made by Sajavion Champion. and Chase Thomas. But A.J. was in the backfield, missed that tackle for a loss there, but they do get it right back to the line of scrimmage, so it's still 3rd and about 14.
Yeah, the penetration by that defensive front right now is what's making the difference. And if you can keep Peabody behind the chains, it gives you a huge advantage for the defense, especially with it being 3rd and 14 here again for Peabody.
Shout out to our buddy Max and Mike Cadmus watching all the way from North Dakota. Appreciate them. Of course, our buddy, the Cadmus, of course, played here a few years ago. Now supporting his alumni watching us here. And they're just going to drop back looking to throw. He slips that back foot. And he's wide. He has a receiver wide open, but because of that slip, not able to complete the pass. So that's going to bring up 4th down. And the Tioga defense holds true yet again.
Yeah, great job by Bowden to get in there. He slipped a little bit, but he had Jeremiah Jackson open over the middle right there. Jeremiah Jackson, a 6'2", 185-pound senior, and Tioga had nobody around him. So, again, they're finding some holes in that secondary right now, and I know Coach Mooter and that defensive staff is going to get that cleaned up on that next possession when Peabody gets the ball back.
Here we go, 14-0. Tioga on top here early on. 6:43 left here in this opening quarter. Tioga has scored on both possessions, and the defense now looks like they're stopping. They're going to call a timeout from Peabody here as they had a player running onto the field here. We'll leave it here as well. We're going to try to get some commercial. We got to pay some bills later on, but things happen so quick out here. These officials, you know, they move the game along, which is exactly what you're supposed to do. And but Tioga here, the defense on their second possession has been able to hold true here, forcing a punt on 4th and long.
Well, and the thing for Peabody is they've hurt themselves by getting penalties, you know, offside penalties, illegal procedure. So to be able to compete with Tioga, you got to make minimal mistakes. And right now, Peabody has not been able to do that. And what does Tioga always do, and they've done it all year, is take advantage of the mistakes made by their opponents. And again, that's what's impressive. When you give Tioga just a little bit of window, they're going to open that baby up, and they're going to find a way to get some points off of it or put you in bad field position.
Here we go. It's going to be 4th and long now as Peabody will be punting the ball. Kervin Johnson is at midfield here at that 50-yard line. Watch this block here. They got some good pressure that last punt by Peabody here. Cohen Henry's going to be playing right there around that 25-yard line. He's got a magnet to him here. That ball just seems to find him here as high snap. And then they drop back and almost got there was Christian Isles. They're going to give it to Kervin. Kervin hit immediately, so good coverage by the Peabody Warhorse special teams. We're going to take a break real quick. 14-0, Tioga on top of Peabody. We'll be right back on 446 Sports.
At Woodman Life, we believe in standing strong for our communities because together we can build a brighter future. From supporting local schools with resources and scholarships to sponsoring programs that give children the tools they need to succeed, Woodman Life is proud to invest in the next generation.
Welcome back, everybody, here to Peabody High School. Tioga up 14-0 on Peabody here. 2 possessions, 2 scores. Case Malone in the shotgun. He's going to hand it off to Kenny Ponche. Kenny breaks a few tackles and gets drugged down about that 40-yard line. We're going to say right at that 40. That'll be enough for a Tioga first down.
Rashawn Johnson on the tackle there. He's a middle linebacker, senior, 6'1", 200-pound. But I'm going to tell you, when the secondary's having to make the stops, Billy, it's not going to be good for that defense.
It's going to be a long night. Yes, sir. Here we go. 2 receivers near side. That's Kervin and Christian. They hand it off to Kenny, and Kenny tackled, falling forward for a pickup of about 4 to 5 yards. Number 15 for Peabody with the tackle.
Yeah, that's Tyler Seasons. I'm assuming that's how you say his name. He's a junior. He's 6'2", 210-pound, but a great tackle right there. Again, this Tioga offensive line is having their way right now and their will.
Here we go. Kervin Johnson at the bottom of your screen. Case Malone, he gives it again to Kenny. Kenny hit this time, though. Good coverage by that linebacker for Peabody. Number 0 here. It's going to bring up 3rd down.
Yeah, Tony Brooks on the tackle right there. Again, you have a handful of seniors. He's a senior, 5'8", 175-pound linebacker, and he ran right into him. And Brooks did a great job of bringing him down one-on-one.
First time Tioga's been in third and somewhat long here in this ball game. Case Malone calls for the ball. He's going to drop back, look at the throw. He's got a Peabody Warhorse on his back. And Case just throws it away and smartly gets rid of it, avoids the sack. And it's going to bring up 4th down. And this might be 4-down territory just because of, number one, the score, field position, and everything. So it's only 4th and 6 here for Tioga.
Yeah, Coach Christman didn't even think twice. You could see him motion to Coach Landry, let's go. Like, let's get it going. And here we go.
4th down for Tioga. Kervin Johnson at the bottom of your screen. Angelo Shelton, Christian Isles at the top. Tarver Landry in at the tight end spot with Kenny Ponche in the backfield. Kenny just drops back. Case throws it. He's got Tarver Landry to the left side. And let's see where the spot is. That's going to be very, very close. I think he gets it. That's at the 30-yard line. And let's see where the official spot is. It should be at that 30-yard line. And it is. And that's enough for a Tioga Indians first down.
Great job right there by Tarver Landry. Case, you could see the play all the way designed to go into the flats. And he did a great job right there just dumping it to him, and Tarver doing the rest of the work to get that first down.
Here we go. People still asking about our hoodies, Coach. I love it. Yeah, we got our hoodies on, buddy. We got them. We rolling with them here.
Covering my bald head.
We got it here. 1st and 10 here for the Indians. Ball spotted at the 30-yard line. Case Malone in the shotgun. And he drops back. He's got a little pressure, steps up in the pocket. Case says, I'll take it myself. And he crosses the 20, 10, 5, touchdown, Tioga! Touchdown, Case Malone!
Great job right there by Case as everybody rolled to the right. Case got snuck out on that backside, and there was nobody in the flats out there. And Case scrambled right there. That looked, I think it's 30
yards.
30-yard touchdown right there for Case Malone to extend the lead to 20-0 with still 4:23 left to go here in the first quarter.
Case Malone reads the defense, sees nobody on that left side, tucks it and runs, and a beautiful play by the senior captain. And Tioga extends their lead 20-0, pinning the extra point by Ethan Bridges. And Christian Isles is the holder. Kick is up, and kick is good. Tioga strikes again, 21-0 over Peabody. 4:23 left here in the first quarter. We'll be right back on 446 Sports.
When something happens to your car, you might say,
ugh, come on.
Seriously? This is so extra.
but what you could say is,
Like a good neighbor, State Farm is there.
your local State Farm agent is available when and where you need them, online, over the phone, or even in person. State Farm agents are here to answer your questions and help you file your claim.
This is so extra.
Yeah, so what happened out there tonight?
We struck.
Welcome back, everybody, here. 4 minutes, 23 seconds left here in this opening quarter. Tioga 21, Peabody 0. 30-yard touchdown run by the senior captain, Case Malone, for the touchdown. And Ethan Bridges with the extra point. Here goes Ethan with the kickoff. This one will be caught right around that 8-yard line. And there's some of that speed. Cuts back up the middle, still on his feet, finally drugged down, though.
Great return right there by Hargrove to start Peabody's third possession as he got a little shoving going on. And, you know, of course, they're not trying to get into any of that. Tioga isn't, because these guys understand the stakes. If you get in any fight or anything on the field, you're going to be sitting out the next game.
Joe Rose on the tackle in special teams for Tioga. So out comes that Peabody High School. Again, two possessions for Peabody, 2 punts here. And Tioga has taken advantage of both of those punts. And 21-0 is your score here. Again, this is a 446 Sports production of Tioga Indian Football, brought to you by King Stop Chevron and 28 East Chevron, our proud title sponsors. As they look to the sideline to get their call, here is the Peabody Warhorse. It is homecoming night at Peabody. They got 2 receivers top. 1 receiver at the bottom of your screen. That's going to be a quarterback looking to option, and he does throw it last second. and brought down by Cohen Henry, not letting him go.
Yeah, Bowden and Hargrove trying to run that straight option, and Bowden was able to get it, pitch it at the very last minute. They were trying to go to the wide side, catch him off guard, but what a great job right there.
Cohen and Mohammed Abdel-Hadi with the tackle.
Abdel-Hadi in the game, yep. Great job by Cohen and Abdel-Hadi to stay at home on that option.
So only a pickup of about 3 yards on the play brings up 2nd and 7 for the Peabody Warhorse. Warhorses, plural. Yeah, there's multiple ones of them, so make sure.
Yeah.
They're going to pull it right back and gives the throw to 13. And good. Ball comes out. What a play by David Garrett. And let's see what the officials say. And it is recovered by Peabody, but a great forced fumble by David Garrett of the Indians.
Great job right there by Garrett. They ran a little quick out right there. As we've got somebody down, I can't tell because we're being blocked by the players, but great job right there by Garrett. They run a little quick route to number 13 in the flats, and Garrett was able to wrap him up and then punch the ball out. Got loose. We had an opportunity. We had 2 Indians there. But again, they were able to recover it.
We're trying to get a number on the player. I'm not 100% sure. I don't want to say it, but I think it's Curvin on the ground as they're checking him out, and it is. But he's sitting up. Good to see him get up here. Just maybe got the wind knocked out of him. Our senior wide receiver, our all-district, Sinlaw, all-state possible MVP here, Curvin Johnson, seems to be okay here as he steps off the field. That carry, though, the fumble moved forward, so that it's going to be enough for a Peabody Warhorse first down. It'll be 1st and 10 now, Peabody. Here we go. This time they got 2 receivers, bottom of the screen, 1 single coverage on the outside by David Garrett, our DB, and they're looking that direction. And they're throwing it over to David's side. And Garrett does a great job of adjusting the pads there, turning around, balls thrown out of bounds because of the pressure by Wesley Sherman and Chase Thomas. And it's going to bring up 2nd and 10.
Well, that was a great job by Peabody. They checked at the line of scrimmage, saw man-to-man out there, did a little stop and go, a double move right there. But Garrett did not bite, did a great job of staying inside, had the position on the receiver, and was able to, of course, Bowden throwing it out of bounds. But great job, Garrett, on that coverage.
Here we go, 2nd and 10 for Peabody. And Bryson Fall with a full blitz going to the outside. Boy, just missed, but not Sajavion Champion. He didn't miss. Champion with the sack in the backfield.
Well, Fall flushed him over to Sajavion, and Sajavion was able to get around his edge over there, and what a great stop right there. Again, putting Peabody behind the chains. We got now another 3rd and looks like 18 to go. And again, that's tough when you're that far behind on the chains and you've got long 3rd downs with this type of defense, with this type of pressure that the Tioga Indians come with, especially on long downs.
That's the Javion Champion 2nd sack of the night here with 2:30 left here in this opening quarter. Tioga on top 21-0. 3rd and long for Peabody. They got a receiver over the middle, and he's wide open, catches it at the 45-yard line, and brought down by Kentrell Bates, but that'll move the chains and be a Peabody first down.
Well, they ran a little trail route right there, and what happened, that's the same play they threw behind the receiver number 7 earlier, which is Jeremiah Jackson right there. They ran it again. He was wide open. They connected that time again. A little trail play. They run 2 posts, and he trails behind them, and he sat right there and made a great catch, moved the chains. Big play for the Warhorses.
Here we go. Curvin Johnson back in the game this time. What a hit. As soon as the ball was handed off, the smooth senior of SmackDown, A.J. Adams, hits the running back here for a loss on the play.
Yeah, I'm over here. I see the hit, but then I turn to the left, and I look over there, and there's Curvin along with Mr. Adams. They're one-on-one over here down at the bottom of the screen, and them two are getting after it.
One-on-one, number one-on-one.
That's right.
There, huh?
It seems like we always play a number 1 that's really good, but we've got a number 1 too.
Here we go. So 2nd down here for the Warhorses here. 1:30 left in this opening quarter. Tioga on top 21-0. Drops back. He's looking to throw, and he does. And great coverage on the outside right there by number 2, David Garrett, making himself a couple of big plays here early on tonight.
Yeah, they tried to get Green again in the flat. Same play they had earlier where they got a first down on this series. This time, David was right there. He got underneath it and forced Bolden to throw it a little bit wide to Green. And what a great play right there. Third and 13 for the Warhorses.
Every time, of course, first two possessions for Peabody has been punts, with Tioga has been able to score off of those punts. And this is 3rd and long. He's looking to throw again to the outside. Good catch. Good job right there, and gets over the middle, still on his feet. I believe the ball came out again. But it looks like Peabody, let's see what the official call. It looks like Peabody recovered the fumble again. So Tioga, when they're getting that gang tackling going on, they're going in there, reaching in there and stripping it. But 2 times now, Tioga's recovered both. And, Peabody has recovered both, so it'll be a first down for Peabody.
Yeah, Jeremiah Jackson in the right place at the right time was able to pick that up before the Indians fell on it, and another first down for the Warhorses.
Hands off to the left side, breaks around, gets around Fall, but can't get around Tarver. Ooh. Slows him down just enough, and then a big hit right there for that Tioga defense. It looks like the ball came out.
It did come out.
Jackson Tarver comes up with the fumble recovery. So again, finally 3 fumbles. This one finally recovered by Tioga.
I'm not sure because we got lost in the player crowd, but somebody laid a lick on him, and that ball came out, and I'm telling you, all I saw was the head go back. I don't know who it was, but the ball came out, and again, Tarver picked it up. What a big turnover right there for that defense as Peabody was driving down the field to score.
Tioga will get a 4th possession here in this opening quarter now, led by the senior quarterback Case Malone after the Jackson Tarver fumble recovery. And Case hands it off to Kenny Ponche to the left side, trying to find some room on there, and he does. And go ahead and just goes out of bounds. Smart move by Kenny Ponche as he picks up a good chunk of yards, about 12 yards, and that'll be a first down Tioga.
Yeah, Ponche, he got outside on that edge. Of course, Hargrove, with that speed he's got, was able to track him down, but a big first down right there for the Indians as they advance it to, it looks like, the 35-yard line.
Here we go, 1st and 10. Tioga here with 38 seconds left in the opening quarter. Case Malone hands it off again. Ponche spins around, gets around to that 40-yard line. Pickup of about 4 to 5 yards. It'll bring up 2nd down.
Great job right there to get behind that offensive line. As I was looking up, and it looked like Jeremiah Hunter had come in for a play down here to give Curvin a little breather. And now Curvin's back down here, man-to-man down here at the bottom. Let's see what Case does.
Case, again, hands it right off to Kenny Ponche. Ponche finds the seam, cuts to the left side. What a move. Kenny Ponche still breaking tackles. What a hit right there by Christian Isles, coming to help his partner. And a big run all the way down to the 34-yard line by Kenny Ponche.
Yeah, Ponche doing what he does as the free safety. Alonzo Joseph, a senior, 5'11", 190-pound free safety, was able to make the tackle on that, actually the touchdown-saving tackle. And then Christian Isles coming up and just trying to continue to lead with the block, as it looks like we're going to have a quarter change, actually 21-0 here at the end of the first quarter.
We'll be right back here on 446 Sports.
Here's an important message for everyone in Central Louisiana experiencing changes in their vision. If you've met this year's Medicare deductible and are experiencing vision changes due to cataracts, then right now is the best and most affordable time to schedule your procedure with the cataract team at Wallace Eye Associates. A new year means a new deductible. So when it's time for cataract surgery, there's only one team, one focus, your vision. Wallace Eye Associates.
Firehouse Subs just partnered with Hot Ones to create 2 new hook and ladder.
Welcome back, everybody, as we start the second quarter. Tioga on top, 21-0 over Peabody. This is Tioga's 4th possession of the ball game. The first 3 resulted in touchdowns here. 2 rushing touchdowns for Ponche, 1 for Case Malone. And Case pulls back, and he's looking to throw, and he's got Angelo Shelton over the middle. And good job by the Peabody secondary of kind of boxing out Angelo Shelton in the end zone, and it's going to bring up second down.
Yeah, Case and Angelo, if he leads him to the sidelines, he catches it for a touchdown. But again, great job right there by the Warhorse secondary, number 3, whose name we do not have. We've got the number but no name. But again, great coverage right there. And hey, look, 1st and 10, why not go for the home run right here,
Absolutely.
especially when you're up 21-0. Here, and the ball's on Warhorse's side of the field.
First incompletion of the night. That was first 2 were to Tarver Landry here. Curvin has not, other than the run, has not been looked at yet. But when you're running the ball and there's Jackson Tarver breaking tackles, he's like a joystick, man, just absolutely spinning. So hard to bring down as Jackson Tarver. And that'll be enough for another Tioga first down.
Yeah, Tony Brooks, the middle linebacker there on the play again. The Peabody runs a 4-3 defense, and what they're doing is they're playing Brooks as a monster back, so he's a little bit deeper than the Sam and the Will. He's at the Mike backer, which is the guy in the middle, but he's playing like 8 yards deep, so it's a little different version of a 4-3 here.
Here we go. Case in the shotgun, and Curvin Johnson single coverage on the top of your screen. Christian Isles, and there's Case in a rollout to the left side. He's going to find a seam, tucks it, and runs, and finally falls down. I like it. I like it. No sense to taking any hit if you don't have to, Case Malone. And good job right there, and picks up some chunk yardage, and it brings up 2nd and short.
Yeah, great job. And a little pressure coming out from the outside. Of course, their defensive ends are doing a good job of getting pressure and getting to the backfield, but they're running too far up the field. And what is Case doing? What he knows what to do: step up and then bounce it out. So he's had options there.
Jeremiah Hunter into the ball game. He's going to be at the top of your screen now. Him and Curvin Johnson on that side. Case drops out. He's going to roll to that side, looking to throw, and he does. That's Curvin Johnson with his first catch of the night. It's pushed out of bounds, but that should be enough for a Tioga Indians first down. Let's see where they spot it. No, it's going to be just short, so it'll bring up 3rd and about a yard for the Indians.
Great rollout right there, run a little flood concept, and Curvin, of course, at 6'4", 195 pound, that senior, a big target out there when you're only trying to get 6 or 7 yards.
10:36 left here in the second quarter. Tioga up 21-0, threatening to add another one here. Jeremiah Hunter, bottom of your screen. Christian Isles and Curvin at the top. They're going to give it to Kenny. Kenny's going to go untouched into the end zone. Touchdown, Tioga. Touchdown, Kenny Ponche.
Well, we had a double stack right there, double stack of pancakes, because they just flattened both the defensive tackle and the defensive end on that left side of the line. Great job right there by our guys.
Man, that offensive line is just absolutely just pushing Peabody back about 5-6 yards here. Great job. I know Coach Book's happy up there on top of the press box. For Kenny Ponche's 3rd touchdown run of the night. Tioga up 27-0, pending this extra point by Ethan Bridges. There's the snap. Kick is up. And kick is good. 28-0, Tioga on top. 10:36 left here in the second quarter. This is 446 Sports production of Tioga Indian Football, brought to you by Kingstop Chevron and 28 East Chevron, our title sponsors. We'll be right back on 446 Sports.
Firehouse Subs just partnered with Hot Ones to create 2 new hook and ladder subs.
One with pickles marinated in Last Dab Reaper sauce to test yourself.
And a milder one with crispy garlic chips if tests aren't really your thing.
Find out how hot you like it for a limited time at Firehouse Subs.
Welcome back, everybody. Here, 10:36 left here in this second quarter. Tioga strikes again, 28-0. Kenny Ponche untouched into the end zone here. Tioga mixing it up great with passing and running the ball here as Peabody fields it at the 5-yard line. He finds a seam. Boy, look at the speed by that young man. And brought down by my buddy, Christian Isles, with the touchdown saving tackle. And Mr. Homecoming King himself, Christian Isles, with a great tackle on special teams.
Yeah, Kamorian Adams right there. What a great return by Kamorian Adams. He hit that, found a seam right there in the middle and was able to bounce it, but Christian came from behind and just made a great touchdown saving tackle right there. Of course, Peabody's going to start this possession in great field position in the middle of the field as they're trail 28-0 with 10:24 left to go. You know, Coach Washington talked about, you know, young guys here. They've got to try to find a way to establish a possession here and force the defense to stay on the field long enough to give their defense a rest.
And Tioga's been so good defensively of stripping the ball away from Peabody here, as when they get into one tackle, his buddies are going to come in there and start stripping it away here. And this Tioga defense has done the whole world of bend of not breaking. That's exactly what they've given up some yardage on that last drive, but forces the turnover. Jackson Tarver recovers that fumble, and this time they hand it off again to the left side and hit hard by Cohen Henry and Wesley Sherman in on the tackle for Tioga, and a pickup of only about 2 yards.
Yeah, they're trying to establish that outside zone, Peabody is. And again, Hargrove being the workhorse for Peabody. Actually, I'm sorry, that was Newton there on the carry. Newton's in now at running back, but they're trying to establish that outside zone.
Here we go. 2nd and about 8 for Peabody. Looks to the sideline. We're at 9:55 left here in this second quarter. Tioga up 28-0 over Peabody on homecoming night here. As you can hear the band of Indians now. Low snap. They do get it away, hand it off, but nowhere to go. There's that defensive front. How about ya? Bryson Fall, Chase Thomas, and Sajavion Champion. Look, Wesley Sherman, all 4 of them in there on the tackle. Can they split that up with 4 people and get them a sack?
They'll all get an assist.
They all get a 25% sack.
Yeah, absolutely.
Here we go. Good stop right there. 3rd down now for Peabody. Shane Henry got me worried now. He put his hand out like rain was coming. And it's going to be I believe we have a false start on Peabody. I want to check and just see who's watching in the stands and who's watching on 446 Sports in the stands. I sure would love a turkey leg. You know, Peabody's famous for them turkey legs, and I know last time I was here I got one. We don't get to eat very much when we're broadcasting.
Well, I don't know, but I'm sitting here to my right, and this lady is eating full-loaded French fries.
French fries
oh my
and
God.
chili cheese. I want a turkey leg is what I'm going for at halftime. There's going to roll out to the left side, tucks it and runs, and goes out of bounds right around that 40-yard line. And then we got flags being thrown on the Peabody side. Is probably going to be a late hit.
Yeah, Kervin Johnson, hit Bolden late, and that was not necessary. But, again, great run right there by Bolden. He was able to step up into the pocket and then bounce it out. But, again, you know, if you're Peabody and if you're the Warhorse on offense, you want to try to keep your defense off the field and try to get a couple first downs, let them catch their breath a little bit. Again, Peabody plays a lot of guys both ways, just like Tioga does. Again, trying to put their best 11 on the field. So these guys are, you have several guys playing both ways, but a big penalty right here, and it's going to set up Peabody for a great field position here on first down.
All the way at the 24-yard line is Peabody now after the unsportsmanlike penalty on Tioga's defense. So 1st and 10 now for Peabody here with 8:48 left here in this second quarter. Tioga up 28-0. Coach Mooter, no, he ain't happy about that penalty here, getting him that first down. Here we go, calls for the ball. He's going to keep it himself, but he's going to be brought down. Sajavion Champion, and now we got 2 more flags thrown from the back judges here. Let's hope that doesn't negate that beautiful sack by Sajavion.
Yeah, I'm not sure what we're going to have called right here, but Sajavion he did not take the dive, and he was able to stay on the quarterback in a great tackle for a loss right here. But let's see what we've got.
That's the 3rd sack for Sajavion, if that's the call. Face mask against Tioga. So that'll move them even closer.
I want to know who the face mask is on because he tackled him around the shoulder. So
yeah. Well, they came from over here. I did see some dust up right around the line of scrimmage with Tarver Landry and some other guys. I don't think it was Sajavion with that got the penalty, but it does negate the sack. But he gets it in my book.
Yep.
So it'll be 1st and about 5 now.
They're gonna. It's not marked off correctly. It should be a first down.
It is showing a first down, but it's showing like 1st and 5.
Yep.
But they're figuring it out. They're getting it.
Yep.
I like to see the officials confer and get it right. Make sure they're doing it. And that is a first down, like we thought here, and the ball should be spotted right around the. I'm guessing right on the 11-yard line.
Yeah, it's going to be half the distance, so it should have been a automatic first down, especially on a personal foul.
Here we go.
As it looks like Sherman's going to come out, and in comes Tarver.
Here we go. 1st and 10 here for Peabody. They can get a first down all the way down to about the 1-yard line here, so it's 1st and 10 at the 11. 3 receivers bottom of your screen, 1 at the top. He's in motion, and they give it to him to the right side. And nobody's moving here, and great job right there by Mr. Rose, number 18. Joe Rose staying home here and making the tackle, and they lost about a yard.
Yeah, they tried to get in the trips formation over here to our side, and they sent Hargrove in motion and run that speed sweep. But again, great job by Rose to keep his outside shoulder free, turn the play back in, and of course, the Indians were there to corral him.
7:48 left here in this opening half. Tioga on top, 28-0. This is a 446 Sports production of Tioga Indian Football as Peabody looks to the sideline. Brought to you by King Stop Chevron and 28 East Chevron, our title sponsors. Appreciate the crew. Of course, I see Christy Hilburn here in the house. I seen her eating some nachos. Of course, over there from 28 East Chevron. Thank you so much for being the title sponsor. Ball's dropped as soon as A.J. Adams was about to just absolutely wreck the receiver here. And so it is going to bring up a 3rd down for the Warhorses.
Well, I'm going to tell you, it doesn't matter who you are, and I'm not saying Mr. Green is a scared person, but if you're running right back into that defensive line on that middle screen, you're going to let the ball go because you're not wanting to take the punishment coming across the middle against anybody.
3rd down now for Peabody as they check the defense, look to the sideline.
It looks like Fall's coming off the edge, and Bolden is pointing to him like, hey, Coach, make sure that he does not come free.
Somebody pick that dude up, please. Here we go, 3rd and long. And they're going to throw it to the outside, and incomplete. And that's Kentrell Bates with the coverage for Tioga.
Great job by Bates on Hargrove, and, of course, they try to run that little quick out again. I tell you, this young man, Bolden, he is only a sophomore, but, man, what touch and how he can zip that ball, and he's got a quick release. So, again, the future for Peabody is very bright, and Coach Washington's going to have several tools here to work with.
Here we go, 4th, and they can get 10 yards. It's going to be about 4th and 12 here for the Peabody Warhorses. And this Tioga defense trying to make something happen here with 7:17 left here in this 2nd quarter. Tioga up 28-0. And a low snap kind of gets the timing off. And because of that, Cohen Henry, A.J. Adams, and Sajavion Champion in on the sack. And that's a turnover on downs. And that Tioga defense comes through again.
Bend but don't break defense. And I tell you, they sent the house. They sent it up the middle. And what's interesting is I'm sitting there because they're to our side. And the Warhorses, their offensive line was foot to foot, and they were still not able to contain that pressure from that defensive front. With the size of those guys and the gas pedal is go on 4th down, and they were on go right there.
This defensive line is absolutely putting on a clinic right now, getting pressure, and then you got your linebackers coming in there too. But the A.J. Adams, Chase Thomas, Wesley Sherman, Sajavion Champion are just putting on a clinic right there on that defensive front. Turnover on down, so out comes Tioga's offense here, up 28-0, and they give it to Kenny Ponche. Kenny Ponche lowers the shoulder, still falling forward. Finally drugged down by number 15 and number 28, but that's a good pickup on 1st down.
Yeah, great job right there by Peabody. Peabody sent a little pressure. Matter of fact, I looked down, and we had 2 Indian linemen down on the ground, but again, Peabody starting to mix it up a little bit, try to bring a little pressure up the middle because they're getting gutted up the middle, and if they just sit back and play in that 4-3, they're going to have a long night for them.
Here we go. Case hands it off again, right up the middle. Pickup of about 3 yards that carry. It's going to bring up 3rd and about 4 for the Indians.
Yeah, Brooks and Tyler on the tackle right there. Again, those middle linebackers doing a great job of conversion on that, finally finding a way to stop that middle zone of the Indians.
Here we go. Christian Isles is going to come down to the bottom of your screen with Angelo Shelton. Kervin Johnson now at the top. Third and about 4 for Tioga. Kenny Ponce and Tarver Landry in that tight end spot. Case calls for it. He gives it to Kenny again. Kenny breaks the first tackle, falls forward, just following that big offensive line by Tucker Landry and Bayard. And, man, what a beautiful play right there. And that picks up enough yards for a Tioga first down.
Hey, 3 times in a row, you're going to run the middle zone, and Ponche's going to find a way to get 10 yards to get that first as Tarver comes into the game to give Ponche a little breather here.
Here we go. Jackson Tarver, now into the ball game. Christian Isles and Kervin Johnson back there. Watch that little quick bubble screen to the outside. They go throw. Case is going to roll out. Steps up into the pocket. He's got Kervin Johnson, and that's got to be it. There it is. And do it. Double covered here. Basically boxed him out like it was basketball trying to get a rebound. And the the defensive pass interference flag is thrown. That'll be a 15-yard penalty. And that'll be enough for a first down.
Yeah, great job right there by Case, knowing that he was double covered. Throw it up, the underthrow, and he's going to play back to the ball, and both defensive guys blocked him out. And of course, he's going to get the flag every time.
And they never saw the ball, so he come back. He probably catch it if he's able to come back and catch that ball. He's going to take it to the house because they're looking down the field here. 1st and 10 here for the Indians. 5:22 left here in this second quarter, should I say? 28-0. Tioga on top. Ponche gets it to the left side, falls forward. Tackle made by Zero. Pickup of about 2 yards.
Yeah, Brooks again on the tackle there. Brooks probably has all the tackles, it seems like, so far for the War Horses, playing that middle monster back for them in that 4-3 alignment. But, again, great job right there. As they continue to work that middle, that's what Coach Landry wants to do. He wants to continue to establish a run, work the clock, 28-0, 4:53 and counting here in the second quarter.
Case Malone in the shotgun. Kenny to his left. 2 receivers top. That's going to be Angelo Shelton at the bottom of your screen. And Case going to drop back to quick little out to Tarver Landry. Tarver Landry lowers the shoulder, and his 3rd catch of the night, and him having himself a night. That's a pickup of about 14 yards, and that's another Tioga first down.
Great job right there by Case to play action pass. As it looks like Tarver's still down, but again, hit him in the flats right there, able to dump it to him and stiff-armed a couple guys. But again, great play right there by the Indians to get a big first down.
Injury timeout. We're going to take a break here. It is 28-0. Tioga on top. 4:31 left. This is 446 Sports production of Tioga Indian Football. We'll be right back.
Tonight's game is brought to you in part by your local convenience stores, where friendly faces, cold drinks, hot snacks, and everything you need are just around the corner. For a quick stop before the big game, your hometown convenience stores are always ready, always here for you. Swing by today, and remember, support local, shop local. Highway 2080 Chevron, King Stop, Fuel Plus, Ball Chevron, and Cougar Stop. At Alexandria Solutions, we believe every strong community starts with healthy minds and healthy families. That's why we're proud to stand alongside Tioga High School as a corporate sponsor. We're here to support the Tioga Indians from the classroom to the playing field, because when students succeed, our whole community thrives. At Alexandria Solutions, we provide compassionate care for mental health and addiction. No referral is needed to make an appointment, and we accept most insurances, because getting help should be simple. Alexandria Solutions, proud to support the Tioga Indians and proud to serve our community. Go Indians!
Welcome back. 4:31 left here in this second quarter. Tioga up 28-0. Tarver Landry comes off the field. Seems to be okay. 1st and 10, Tioga. As it's homecoming night here at Peabody, I hope I win. I'm really hoping everybody votes for me for homecoming king tonight here at Peabody High School. Case Malone tosses it over to Kenny Ponche. Ponche, what a block right there by Bryson Fall. extending the play there in an extra 4 or 5 yards, and that is another Tioga first down.
Great job right there by Fall in extending that play, but also great job by Ponche to continue to drive this ball down the field. 5th possession by the Indians on the night, and 28-0 with 4 minutes remaining and counting here in the second quarter.
1st and 10 now for the Indians here. Is just kind of having their way here. Again, like you said, Coach, this is the 5th possession of the ball game. The first 4 resulted in a touchdown. And Tioga trying to make it 5 for 5 as Case Malone rolls out to the right side, looking downfield. Throws it, and just gets rid of it here as he takes the hit. But a good decision by Case Malone of just getting rid of it, not trying to force anything, and it's only 2nd down.
Great job right there by Alonzo Joseph off that end. He chased him down and again, putting that pressure on him. That's the thing about these war horses. These guys are going to play hard. They're not going to give up, and they have nothing to lose here. So great job by that defense to put pressure on them right there at the end.
2nd and 10 here for Tioga. Case Malone in the shotgun. Curvin Johnson at the top of your screen, and there's a little safety help over there as well. And he hands it off to Kenny. Kenny to the middle, following the block. Again, he just pushing. Hayden Laborde there on that right side, just kind of giving him a little bit of cushion there, and he picks up about 3 yards.
Yep, great job right there by the Warhorse linebackers to converge on that play. Again, that's Joseph on the tackle there for the Peabody.
Again, here we go. Christian Isles kind of in that slot here. Angelo and Curvin, they're all on that right side. And Casey said, I'll go to the left side. Casey's going to keep it himself. Finds the seam. Case Malone. Touchdown, Tioga. Case Malone with the touchdown run.
Well, what they did that time was they did a slide defense over there because they had Curvin in the slot, and so they had a trips formation, so they slid over, but they only had one guy to the backside, and great job, great call right there. That had to be a check play by Case, and again, basically just walked in from, 12 yards out?
Yep, that was right around the 14-yard line there, and so a big run by Case Malone, his 2nd of the night. Kenny's got 3. Case has got 2 here, all on the ground here. Ethan Bridges coming for the extra point. Kick is up. Kick is good, and Ethan Bridges is 5 for 5 on the night here. 3 minutes, 14 seconds left here in the second quarter. 35-0, Tioga on top. We're going to take a break on 446 Sports.
We've all seen how quickly things can change. Everything from the world around us to the cost of things we use on a daily basis. That's why we all need someone in our corner to keep our family protected while still watching out for our pocketbook. I'm Jason Hawk with Farm Bureau Insurance. There's no better time than now to complete an insurance review to make sure you're properly covered and not paying too much. Whether it's in our office, at your home, or your place of business, let us help you find peace of mind. If you're in need of your insurance checkup, whether auto, home, or life, talk to Hawk at 318-791-HAWK or online at talktohawk.com and let us help you protect your biggest investments.
Welcome back, everybody, here. 3 minutes, 14 seconds left here in this first half. Tioga 35, Peabody 0. 5 possessions for the Tioga Indian offense, 5 touchdowns as Ethan Bridges kicks it and it's going to be fielded at the 10-yard line here. Still on his feet, man. Look at the speed and the explosiveness right there. And looks to be Curvin Johnson with that tackle for the Indians.
Great job right there by Hargrove to get about a 40-yard return. As again,
that's Kentrell Bates. I'm sorry.
Yeah, Bates on the tackle. Again, 2 Sinlaw teams here. Of course, we're in the same district next year. Looks like Peabody will move up to 5A, so they'll be up in that West Monroe district along with Pineville and Ash, as Neville will be going down because they'll be dropping to 4A.
Looks like it's just going to be a swap, but Peabody and Neville, yes.
Yeah, so again, this will be the last time they'll play in that 2-year cycle in the same district. But again, you want to see Sinlaw teams playing against each other, and here's another opportunity tonight here in Rapides Parish. as it looks like they're going to have a penalty. Looks like a block in the back. It's going to back it up to the Peabody 25-yard line.
Here we go. First and
20, I'm sorry.
It'll be first down for Peabody here with 3 minutes and 6 seconds left here in this opening half. Tioga 35, Peabody 0. Homecoming night here at Peabody High School as they're getting ready for the halftime stuff going on. A little bobble, and he comes up with the catch there. But a big tackle for the Tioga Indians.
Who else? Sajavian champion. Great job right there. Run that now screen. He bobbled a little bit, gave Sajavian a chance to get there, but he did a great job of holding on to that. That's number 1. That's Adams for Peabody.
Loss on the play here. It's going to bring up 2nd and 11 now for Peabody. Calling for the ball here, but no go. It's just, and then they look straight to the sideline. I'm glad I'm not a cheerleader right now, having to do all those push-ups here with 35-0 here in the second quarter.
Run off the edge there. They try to run that outside zone with number 6. That's Hargrove right there. And, of course, they're going to pick up, it looks like maybe 1 yard to make it 3rd and 11 for Peabody with 2:05 remaining in the clock running here in the second quarter. Go ahead.
I'm sorry, Coach. Kentrell Bates with the tackle for Tioga, and they're going to have Kervin come back in here. Kentrell getting a little chippy with that wide receiver. So Kervin is going to swap over here, put Kentrell on the bottom of your screen here as it's 3rd and 11 for the Warhorses. Here we go. Appreciate everybody tuned in here as they roll out to the right side. Throws and almost caught, and tackle made by Kentrell Bates. Incomplete, and it's going to bring up 4th down for Peabody.
Yeah, great job right there on the coverage. Again, I'm sitting here watching the DBs. They're running man in the back in the secondary, and you can see Cantrell telling Garrett, "Hey, listen, they're going to run that bubble screen, or they're going to run that drag across the middle. So stay at home." And David takes the bubble. Of course, Kentrell's there to make the play and break it up there to cause 4th down.
Jackson Tarver now back at the 45-yard line for Tioga, as Peabody will punt the ball away here. 1:22 left here in this first half. Tioga up 35-0. Cheerleaders doing some flips and bobbles and timeout here. Peabody. Look at I don't know, you can see it. Shane's got it on the cheerleaders right here. I don't know what they're going to do, but it's scaring me right now. Well, 3 of them up there, buddy.
Well, I can tell you what, they just did 35 push-ups.
And now they're going to lift somebody.
And now they're going to lift somebody up. And so it's obvious that they do a lot of working out because they were doing real push-ups. I was watching. They're doing real push-ups, and they did all 35 of them. So kudos to that group.
They're in better shape than I am, I promise you. Speaking of being in shape, I'm still waiting on that turkey leg. Hoping to get that at halftime here. That's why I can't do none of that stuff the cheerleaders are doing, because I eat turkey legs. Now, again, always a fun time here over at Peabody High School. Every 2 years we've got to play them. And, again, the festivities for homecoming as they're getting ready for that as well here. 35-0, Tioga on top of Peabody as Jackson Tarver back at the 40-yard line going to take this punt. And here we go as we're finally underway after the timeout. Peabody looking to punt. It's 4th and 11. Christian almost gets that one again. That's a great kick right there by Peabody. Puts a little English on that, and it takes a Peabody bounce all the way to the 44-yard line here. Great punt by Peabody. 1:22 left. We're going to take a break. 35-0, Tioga on top. This is 446 Sports, production of Tioga Indian Football. We'll be right back.
Necessary.
Absolutely. 1:22 left. You caught us. Look, we talk off air about football. That's all we do is talking about football. 1:22 left here, 35-0. Tioga on top of Peabody here with right at the end of the second quarter with the homecoming court getting ready to come out here during the half as well. And Tioga will take the ball here. It's going to be spotted right around that 44-yard line, 1st and 10. Here we go, 1st and 10, Tioga. Case Malone in the shotgun. Kenny Ponche to the right of Case. 2 receivers far side. 1 at the near side is Curvin Johnson. Case drops back. Look at the throw. He's got Curvin. Curvin's got some separation. Case makes a absolute dime right there. What a throw by the quarterback, Case Malone. Ladies and gentlemen, that's my quarterback, Case Malone, with a beautiful throw. Curvin Johnson with a great catch. And Tioga's cooking here with 1:14 left here in this second quarter.
He dropped it right in the basket to him and threw it on his outside shoulder, and there's no way, he was double covered, there's no way they can cover that play. As they go hurry up here, Ponche right up the middle, he makes a move.
What a shoulder. Look at the pile, look at the offensive line just pushing him. What a play right there by that Tioga offensive front. Mario Jacobs coming in there and just starts pushing. And they're in that hurry up again here with 1:03 left. 2-yard line, 1st and goal now for Tioga. Ball on the ground, picked up by Kenny, and still fighting. Let's see if the official, and that's a touchdown, Kenny Ponche.
Great job.
The fumble.
Yeah, great job right there by Bayard. There was nobody there. That's why they were able to pick it up, and it was fumbling around, and Kenny was able to pick it up. Bayard, he drove his guy into the end zone. So, again, no pressure right there to score the 41st point in the second quarter here with still 44 seconds left to go.
Maxwell Bayard having himself a night on that offensive line, just absolutely pushing a whole lot of help. Giving some Kenny Ponche a whole lot of room to run here as Tioga scores again. Ethan Bridges for the extra point. Kick is up. Kick is good. 44 seconds left here in the second quarter. 42-0, Tioga on top. We'll be right back on 446 Sports.
When life's got you stuck or your vehicle just won't go, National Transmission has you covered. Whether you need a manufactured or brand new transmission, our expert team will get you shifting gears and back on the road in no time. Foreign or domestic, cars, trucks, or SUVs, if you've got a transmission, we've got the solution. Don't let a breakdown break your day. Drive with confidence. Drive with National Transmission. Call now or visit nationaltransmission.com. National Transmission. We get you moving. Looking for auto service you can trust right here in Sinlaw? Come to National Tire and Auto, your locally owned tire and repair experts with 2 convenient locations. We're proud to serve our community, not just with quality auto.
Welcome back here. 44 seconds left here in this first half. Tioga on top, 42-0 over Peabody. Ethan Bridges, again, perfect on the night with the extra points. Here comes the kickoff, and they're going to kick it deep, and it's going to be into the end zone, and a beautiful job by Ethan Bridges. We're going to start naming him Legatron. Legatron, Ethan Bridges with another touchback. What a weapon to have here on special teams. I'm just waiting on him to do like the golf swing when he, like the Pat McAfee used to do back in the day when he'd pin him like in the 10-yard line after the punt. Here we go, 1st and 10, Peabody with 38 seconds left here. Homecoming night at Peabody High School. Not the outcome Peabody wanted, I promise you that. But the outcome Tioga Indians fans wanted. Adam McCoy coming up here with 2. We got nachos and French fries, Coach. I mean,
best food,
I didn't see a
best concession stand food in the parish. There's no doubt about it.
Here we go. He's at a quarterback. And again, who is it? A.J. Adams with a big sack. And I'm pretty sure Peabody's probably just going to be okay with letting this first half end here with 9 seconds left, and they're not in any hurry. Trailing 42-0, and that will be the end of the first half. 42-0, Tioga on top of Peabody here. It's halftime. We're going to turn it over and let the festivities happen here. But appreciate everybody tuned in here. This is 446 Sports, production of Tioga Indians Football, brought to you by Kingstop Chevron and 28 East Chevron. We're going to take a break. It's halftime with your Tioga Indians on top, 42-0.
When life's got you stuck, or your vehicle just won't go, National Transmission has you covered. Whether you need a manufactured or brand new transmission, our expert team will get you shifting gears and back on the road in no time. Foreign or domestic, cars, trucks, or SUVs, if you've got a transmission, we've got the solution. Don't let a breakdown break your day. Drive with confidence. Drive with National Transmission. Call now or visit nationaltransmission.com. National Transmission. We get you moving. Looking for auto service you can trust right here in Sinlaw? Come to National Tire and Auto, your locally owned tire and repair experts with 2 convenient locations. We're proud to serve our community, not just with quality auto care, but by giving back and treating every customer like family. From tires and oil changes to brakes and engine work, we've got you covered. National Tire and Auto. Locally owned, community-driven, customer-focused. When other dealers judge your past, National Autoplex is here to drive you into your future. We're Sinlaw's only no-credit check lease-to-own dealer, where bankruptcy, bad credit, or no credit is no problem. At National Autoplex, we believe in second chances and fresh starts. If you've got income, you've got options. Come see why more drivers are choosing National Autoplex, where you're more than a credit score. Visit us today or apply online at nationalautoplex.com. National Autoplex. Your ride, your future, your way. Looking for expert glass repair, tinting, or top-notch service? Look no further than Fast Glass. Your local favorite for years, now proud to be part of the National Automotive Group family. Same trusted team, same unbeatable service, now backed by the power and support of National Automotive. Whether it's a chip, a crack, or a complete tint job, Fast Glass gets it done right and gets it done fast. Stop by today or call us at 318 Fast Glass. Clear choice, fast results. At Alexandria Solutions, we believe every strong community starts with healthy minds and healthy families. That's why we're proud to stand alongside Tioga High School as a corporate sponsor. We're here to support the Tioga Indians from the classroom to the playing field, because when students succeed, our whole community thrives. At Alexandria Solutions, we provide compassionate care for mental health and addiction. No referral is needed to make an appointment, and we accept most insurances, because getting help should be simple. Alexandria Solutions, proud to support the Tioga Indians and proud to serve our community. Go Indians! Tonight's game is brought to you in part by your local convenience stores, where friendly faces, cold drinks, hot snacks, and everything you need are just around the corner. For a quick stop before the big game, your hometown convenience stores are always ready, always here for you. Swing by today and remember, support local, shop local. Highway 28 East Chevron, Kingstop, Fuel Plus, Ball Chevron, and Cougar Stop. At Woodman Life, we believe in standing strong for our communities because together we can build a brighter future. From supporting local schools with resources and scholarships to sponsoring programs that give children the tools they need to succeed, Woodman Life is proud to invest in the next generation. Our members live, work, and serve right here in your hometown, volunteering and making a difference where it matters most. When you see Woodman Life, you see neighbors helping neighbors and a promise.
Yeah, so what happened out there tonight?
We struck out at home with leftovers, then we remembered walk-ons.
What effect did the situation have?
Spirit soared. Nick took on a burger. Jen obliterated her ribeye po' boy. And speaking of spirits, Laura even scored a real tasty cocktail. She needed that.
Any lessons learned today?
Yeah. Head straight to walk-ons.
Scratch-made dishes, wall-to-wall TVs, craft beers, and cocktails. Walk-ons for the win.
Here's an important message for everyone in Central Louisiana experiencing changes in their vision. If you've met this year's Medicare deductible and are experiencing vision changes due to cataracts, then right now is the best and most affordable time to schedule your procedure with the cataract team at Wallace Eye Associates. A new year means a new deductible, so when it's time for cataract surgery, there's only one team, one focus, your vision. Wallace Eye Associates.
Firehouse Subs just partnered with Hot Ones to create 2 new hook and ladder subs.
One with pickles marinated in Last Dab Reaper sauce to test yourself.
And a milder one with crispy garlic chips if tests aren't really your thing.
Find out how hot you like it for a limited time at Firehouse Subs.
When it comes to celebrating big moments, BK Distributors has you covered. From eye-catching fathead decals and senior banners to custom cutouts that bring your favorite faces to life, we help make memories.
Welcome back, everybody, as we're getting ready for third quarter action here. Tioga on top, 42-0. You can see the fireworks here for the homecoming festivities here at Peabody High School. Again, this is a 446 Sports production of Tioga Indian Football, brought to you by Kingstop Chevron and 28 East Chevron, our proud title sponsors. I am Billy Fritsch, honored to be your voice of Tioga Indian Football. Of course, my partner, as always, Coach Thomas Scully, and our producer, Shane Henry. Appreciate everybody tuned in, everybody commenting. What a great night of football so far here. Stay tuned at the end of this ball game here as we're getting ready for third quarter action. We're going to have our 446 Sports Player of the Game, our Express Employment Professionals Lineman of the Week, and, of course, our Southern Air Cool Play of the Game, as we do every week. And it's going to be a great time here in this second half as Tioga is up 42-0. And, Coach, what an absolute clinic on all three phases of the game.
Yeah, you know, you hope that you come out with some energy, you know, coming over here to Peabody. The offense started off, again, always wanting the ball, so set the tone early, and we were able to do that. Score on almost every possession of the first half. I think it was every possession of the first half, if I'm not mistaken. But, again, able to do that. The defense, again, bend but don't break defense. We were able to accomplish that in the first half. Did a great job of gang tackling and then stripping. So you can tell fundamentals are still being taught on defense each week. And so a great job there by the defense to be able to do that. Of course, Ethan Bridges, perfect on the night so far. He's also got a few touchbacks. But let's just change the subject for a second. Peabody being able to have their homecoming finally.
Yes.
And the PA announcer was able to say that, and that's what it's about. You don't want to take any of that away from their kids and the hard work they put in and what people look forward to, and young people look forward to homecomings. So kudos to Peabody for being able to accomplish that tonight, and I love what she said. Don't take their dreams away, and they wasn't able to do that. So, again,
yes,
tip our hats to Peabody being able to accomplish that tonight at halftime, announcing their king and queen as we get ready for the second half as Ethan kicks it away.
There is Legatron kicking it again deep, all the way down to the 3-yard line, fielded by Peabody. Breaks one tackle, still on his feet, crosses it, and he's got some room. There is Legatron going to make the tackle. What a play by Ethan Bridges! Oh, my goodness! Lowered the shoulder and knocked the player out about 20 yards.
Do you think he's got a wire in his helmet?
Hey.
You calling him Legatron? He must have heard that.
Shane.
Somebody must have told him that.
Shane, mark that down for a possible Southern Air cool play of the game by Southern. My goodness, what a play by Ethan Bridges and Legatron.
What a phenomenal return there by Kamari and Adams, but Legatron with a thump right there. I'm talking, took the young man off of his feet. Ethan Bridges is not a big fella, but boy, what a shot. He said, my head hurts. He took he lit him up, so a great job right there. Touchdown saving tackle right there by Ethan.
Here we go, 1st and 10 for Peabody. I tell you, set this tone right here early on in the third quarter. Let your kicker here just absolutely annihilate somebody. Lowers the shoulder. And here we go, 1st and 10. And they hand the ball up the middle and nowhere to go. That big defensive front. Look at Chase Thomas, Bryson Fall with the big tackle for the Indians. It's going to bring up 2nd down.
Yeah, so JV and Champion also on the tackle. Again, you know, with that 42-0 lead, the clock starts, and it's going to be a running clock the whole second half. So, again, if you're Peabody, you need to establish a first down. You need to establish a decent possession. Try to put some points on the board right here. Again, a work in progress for these Warriors.
Here we go. 2nd and 10 for Peabody. The Warhorses trying to get something going here on offense. Have been shut out thus far. And another spin move and nowhere to go by Cohen Henry and and Jackson Tarver with the tackle here. No gain. It's going to bring up 3rd down.
Yeah, great job right there by the defense to keep them at the line of scrimmage. Again, 3rd and 10. Now you got the safeties playing no deeper than 8 yards there, so you're putting more men in the box if you're Tioga, and that's helping to stop the run.
Here we go, 3rd and 10 here for Peabody. He's dropping back, looking to throw. He's got a little bit of time, and he does. And incomplete. Kentrell Bates with the coverage for Tioga. And it's going to bring up a 4th down now for Peabody.
Great job right there, Bates on the coverage. Again, what you noticed this time, as number 7 came across the middle of the field, that's Jackson, Curvin was able to run with him. So they're going to run man-to-man on 7 just to keep him from coming across the middle of the field, as Peabody's going to go for it now on 4th and 10.
Here we go, yeah, and of course down 42-0 here. They're probably going to go for it the rest of the way.
Looks like Fall's coming off the edge, and so is Mohammed. You can see both of them creeping as they're coming off the outside for the blitz.
Abdel Hadi here trying to get him in a tackle as he's going to drop back in coverage. And they're throwing the ball down the field, and Jackson Tarver tries to reach and knock it out, but a great catch right there by number 2. And that's going to be enough to move the chains. It'll be a Peabody 1st down.
Big-time catch right there by Zachary Green for the Warhorses to pick up a big play and a big 1st down. On 4th and 10, they're able to move the chains. And, again, it'll be 1st and 10 from the 28-yard line. One thing we haven't talked about, the Warhorses field, they are marking the yards every 5, kind of like LSU. If you've ever seen LSU's field, they've got the same markings.
Not a lot. You don't see that very often. As the throw is a little bit high, intended for number 6, incomplete, and it'll bring up 2nd down for the Warhorses.
Yeah, Bolden under pressure there, trying to throw it up to Hargrove. But, again, that little screen there, he kind of threw it over his head. You know, Hargrove's only 5'8", so you've got to try to get it down. He was trying to throw over Mohammed's head there.
Here we go. 2nd down and 10 here for Peabody. Check it to the sideline here, trying to get the play. As the band of Indians come back from their union break there. They all got something to eat. He rolls out. He's looking to throw it. He does to the outside. And Mohammed Abdelhadi with the tackle and no gain. And a great job by Mo.
Mohammed right there covering his guy out in the flats. As Green tried to slip out there, Mohammed right on his heels. Great tackle right there. It's going to be 3rd and 10 for the Warhorses.
6:58 left here in this third quarter. Tioga on top 42-0 here as the clock is running. A running clock here to start this second half as Tioga is up 42 points. Curvin's going to step up and get press coverage right here at the bottom of your screen here. No safety help, no nothing here. And look at Mo. Look at Mo getting across, and they get rid of it. A beautiful throw just out of the reach of Bryson Fall. And look at him take it away. Cohen Henry takes it away, but the helmet comes off. But they're going to, I don't know if they're saying he's down by contact. And that's what it looks like they're saying. He's down by contact.
Yeah, the line judge on the far side blew the whistle to kill the play. And but Cohen, they were able to strip that right there. Again, that's something that you teach. That's something that you work. So great job right there by Cohen to strip it. And he was off to the races. Thank God they blew the whistle, though, because his helmet was off, and he don't need to take a shot.
He got to fall down if that happens.
Hello.
Cohen comes out for a play. Brady Saldana comes in here, but it looks like Tioga's going to take a timeout. Again, I guess they just said it was forward progress. He was down.
Yeah, so, and that's what they're calling. But here's the thing. Cohen taking that helmet off. I know he's got a hard head of his dad, but I'd be curious to see what his mama was, her motions over there. Get down.
Yeah. Good effort, though, at least getting the stop there. We got the PA announcer.
I love it. It's like a baseball game. Who's got more spirit?
Look, there's more Tioga fans here than there is Peabody fans here tonight, and we're at Peabody.
They're going to do Peabody now, yep.
And you can't even hear
Love
them.
it. I love it.
This Tioga faithful coming in strong here at Peabody High School. Here we go, 1st and 10, Peabody.
Look, I love it. You know, what great spirit here. You know, they're trying to get them ready.
And Coach Crispin's talking to the crew. And they asking Tioga to get loud again. Here we go, 1st and 10, Peabody. Appreciate the chat. The chat is more interested in my turkey leg than they are in this game right now.
Didn't get it, by the way. He did not get it. We ate Milky Ways for the break.
Throw over the middle, wide open. Touchdown, Peabody. And a beautiful pass and catch right there by the Warhorses.
Great job right there by Hargrove. They ran the little wheel route where they run slants and they run the backside rail. They call it a wheel route, and great job. He was wide open. They tried to run that several times, and a little breakdown in coverage. I'm sure Coach Mooter's not going to be happy with that. With 42-6 with 5:21 and counting here as the Warhorses finally score here in the third quarter.
Looks like they're going to go for the 2-point conversion here. Is Peabody getting their first points on the board here tonight with 5 minutes left in this third quarter. And they are going to go for the 2-point conversion as you hear the band from Peabody getting excited. Hargrove again with that touchdown catch. Here we go, 2-point conversion here. And quarterback keeper. Oh my goodness.
Oh, gosh.
Guess who, ladies and gentlemen?
Cohen Henry.
Cohen Henry lays the wood right there to the senior captain. Then he throws a towel at Coach Gill, the basketball coach. Cohen Henry making sure they don't get the 2-point conversion because he didn't get the fumble recovery. Makes them pay for it right there. 4 minutes, 20 seconds left here in this third quarter. Tioga up 42-6 as Peabody will go kick the ball off here. And Tioga offense will get to take the field yet again here, and they have scored on every possession thus far.
Yeah, they have. And you know, you can appreciate it as a coach. I'm watching Coach Crispin as they're coming up, defense is coming off the field. He's wanting to know who broke the coverage and who was supposed to be covering. Because this defense all year has been stingy, and they don't like to have points put up against them. And if you talk to any of the defensive coaches or any of these players on defense, they don't like it. And right there you could see Coach Crispin trying to get an answer from that secondary, who broke the coverage down. So you got to love that.
I saw who it was, but I'm not saying.
Oh, me either. Me either, because I knew exactly who he was talking to.
Here we go. 3:30 left here in this third quarter, and Peabody will be kicking the ball off here for only the second time tonight on the initial kickoff as Tioga won the coin toss and then now on their first touchdown score. And there's the kick. It's a pooch. And
wow.
I don't know, Peabody might have got it.
They got it.
It looked like it bounced off of Tarver Landry and went right back to Peabody. So the Tioga defense will take the field yet again. And let's see if they can get a big stop right here. I know Coach ain't happy now.
Yeah, they did a great job right there. Pooch in the front line, you know, you got to expect him to onside kick it, but he took off. That front line took off running, and a great job right there by Peabody to fall on that kickoff right there. So, again, Peabody with great field position, 2:44 left to go here in the third quarter. 42-6, the Indians leading.
Again, Tioga's offense looks like it might not even take the field at all this entire third quarter here, as it is a running clock here tonight. That Peabody band getting pumped up now finally here. 3 receivers at the bottom of your screen here, 1 at the top, and we're going to have Rose and Garrett is going to drop back into coverage here for Tioga, and he's looking on that right side. There he is, Hargrove again, and breaks a few tackles. Ball comes out! And that Tioga defense
there he is
with the takeover. David Garrett with the forced fumble. And mark my words, I thought the Tioga offense wasn't going to get to see the field in the third quarter, but that defense makes the turnover, and out come the Tioga offense.
I tell you, it's been a point of emphasis. We've talked about it. Peabody's turned the ball over several times tonight, but not because they just fumble. It's because the defense is doing a great job of punching it out. Great catch right there by Green, but he wasn't able to hold on to it because Garrett punched it out from behind. So, again, if you're going to get beat, find a way to recover, and this defense is doing a great job of that.
So the onside kick does not affect Tioga here. Here we go, ball spotted at the 40-yard line, 1st and 10 Indians. Case Malone hands it off to Kenny Ponche. Kenny lowers the shoulder. What a beautiful run by Kenny Ponche. Number 15 makes the tackle, but he pays for it.
Yeah, Tyler Sessum's there on the tackle, but, man, he just got run over. Tyler's 6'2", 210 pounds. And Kenny just ran right over him there.
2 receivers top of your screen here. Christian Isles more in that tight end spot here, and then Curvin's going to go in motion. They're going to toss it to Curvin, so that is a pass. Curvin Johnson to the outside, runs out of bounds. Way to be smart. That's enough for a Tioga first down.
Yeah, great job right there. A little speed, sweet pass right there to Curvin with 35 seconds left, and the clock's still running because of the 42 points scored. And here we go.
Case Malone in the shotgun. You got Christian Isles, Curvin Johnson, top of your screen, Angelo Shelton at the bottom. They're going to give it to Kenny again. Kenny lowers the shoulder, and good tackle right there for Peabody by number 28. I believe that's 28. Yep, 28, and pickup of about 5 yards for Kenny.
Yeah, great job right there by number 28. I was trying to see if I could get a number on there. Jeremiah Blue, he's a freshman, 5'10", 165-pound DB, and he came up and laid a lick. So, again, bright future here for these War Horses.
Absolutely. Jamar Washington here, first-year coach here at Peabody High School. It's a timeout, Tioga. We're going to keep it here. Well, excuse me, not a timeout. Into the third quarter here. No buzzer. I didn't hear a buzzer.
Nope.
You know, you get used to hearing that buzzer for the change of possession or change of quarters. But we'll keep it here again, 42-6. Tioga on top of Peabody here as they're going to swap sides. And, again, Coach Washington, you know, having himself, he's got a lot of potential coming up here in this Peabody team. Of course, he has a great coaching staff as well. A lot of young coaches, and that's what I really like to see is guys that played college ball. Their careers are over, and they come here and they get to teach these young men how to be D1 college athletes, how to get to that next level by coaching, you know, by someone.
Yeah, what you got to love, too, is these guys are from this community. So there's an attachment when you think about you coming back to the school or to the area where you played ball and you're bringing your talent back to this parish. And, again, when you watch them warm up, we got to watch them warm up. We got to do all the things. They're trying to get all three phases of their game together as well. So kudos to Coach Washington and that staff. And Peabody's going to make some noise, even though they're moving up into 5A. They're still going to make some noise. So just watch and see.
Here we go. Handoff to Kenny Ponche to the right side. Cuts back up. Still on his feet. Great blocking right there. Mario Jacobs and Tucker Landry on that right side, just giving them all type of push there as Kenny Ponche comes to take a break on the sideline, and Jackson Tarver comes into the ballgame for the Indians.
Yeah, big first down right there for Indians with 11 minutes remaining, the clock running.
Curvin again. They're going to give it this time to the left side. Curvin trying to find a seam and steps out of bounds here. Pickup of about 7 yards. Going to bring up 2nd and 3.
Great job right there by Curvin to get to the edge and get the yards necessary. 2nd and 4. You know, when you're able to do that, and you give yourself a chance with 2nd and 4, don't be surprised they don't try to go for a home run ball right here with 10:38 left to go here in the 4th quarter.
Again, Curvin, only a couple of catches here tonight. It's been a run-oriented offense tonight here for the Indians. Nice to have that in your back pocket. You could either throw the ball or you could run it. And this Tioga Indian team has been able to run the ball very, very good. They give it to Jackson Tarver. And look at him go. He's like a joystick into the end zone. Touchdown. 25-yard touchdown run by Jackson Tarver.
Great job right there by Tarver. Again, continue to run that middle zone. But, you know, here's the thing. When you look at the sizes, the difference in sizes, Peabody's front 4 are probably averaging about 210, 220, where if you look at Tioga's offensive line, they're averaging almost a little over 300 pounds. That's a huge difference there, Bill.
Absolutely. 25-yard touchdown run, Jackson Tarver for the Indians to extend that lead back to 42 right here, 43 pending this extra point. Legatron getting ready here for the kick. Kick is up. Kick is good. 9:25 left here in this ball game. Tioga 48, Peabody 6. We're going to take a break. We'll be right back here on 446 Sports.
Tonight's game is brought to you in part by your local convenience stores, where friendly faces, cold drinks, hot snacks, and everything you need are just around the corner. For a quick stop before the big game, your hometown convenience stores are always ready, always here for you. Swing by today, and remember, support local, shop local. Highway 2080 Chevron, King Stop, Fuel Plus, Ball Chevron, and Cougar Stop.
Welcome back here. 8:35 left here in this ball game. 49-6, Tioga on top. As you see the cheerleaders getting out here. Y'all just missed it while I went to break. I went down there and cut a couple of flips and then came back up here, so I'm out of breath a little bit here, but kind of showed them how to do a couple double tuck back flips or whatever that's called.
Shane,
here.
you buying that? Nah.
Good to see Peabody and Tioga cheerleaders though out there. They're showing off all their abilities.
Turkey leg, though.
Yeah, I didn't get a turkey leg.
Right.
I didn't, so I couldn't do a flip either.
By the way, nobody can see this, but Shane actually wears a headset. He just will not pull that mic down. So I just leaned into it, get that voice on the air, by the way.
Here we go. Legatron kicking off here for the Indians after the big tackle last time he did it. Boop. And there's that line drive stinger. Fielded at the 10-yard line.
By Adams.
And again, still on his feet. Finally drugged down all the way to about the 30-yard line here. It'll be 1st and 10, Peabody. And Ethan didn't have to make a tackle that time, Coach.
And he didn't want any of it, too. I noticed he stayed back a little bit. He was trying to rest up. But, again, this is what I love. I look over here, Coach Christman's over there talking to him, saying, hey, man, you got to get under the ball. Get under it and put some air on it. Quit squib kicking, because that's the toughest thing for a kickoff team to cover. People don't realize you squib kick it, you take your guys out of their lanes, and that's tough.
Absolutely. You see Landon Darnell, the backup center, and Ronnie Stevens, the backup quarterback, getting here loose. And getting to, we're probably going to see them here shortly as Peabody steps back, looking to throw over the middle, and just out of the reach of Brady Saldana, the linebacker, as he comes in, the freshman. We're going to hear his name quite a bit for the next 3 years after this year. He is a freshman, and he is a superstar. Lawton Wynn as well. It might be getting some playing time as well, yeah.
Lawton was on the coverage right there, and it looks like we've got the younger group in here now on this defense.
Lawton also is a third-string quarterback as well, so he gets to play, both here. Bad pass, low, but he does catch it, but that's going to be a loss on the play. and it's going to bring up third down for Peabody. But, yeah, you're going to see a lot of these younger guys into the ball game. We'll try to call as many as we can. Noah Cootie into the ball game. Kale Racine, my buddy, Mr. Lettuce, I call him.
Mr. Lettuce.
His name's Kale. I call him Lettuce.
Looks like Noah Cootie, yep.
Yeah, Brady Saldana into the game.
Kayla Racine, yep. I see Racine now.
And, of course, Joe Rose is still out there as well. We'll try to get some of the defensive line here for you.
Zachary Cobb. Looks like Zachary Cobb's out there.
Throw to the outside. And a catch made, but they're going to say he was out of bounds. No good. So good coverage right there by Tioga, trying to see who that is on that defensive side. Looks to be...
That's 41.
Jeremiah Hunter.
Yep, that's Jeremiah.
One of the wide receivers on offense, now getting to play a little DB here in this, again, with only 5:46 left here in the ballgame. Brings up fourth down for the Peabody Warhorses. Love calling new names here. That means Tioga has got this game locked in. Got to get these younger guys in there. Ruben Van Dyke also on that line. Let's see who else.
We've got a 91, but I don't see a 91 on our. You have a 91?
Yeah, Ruben Van Dyke.
Okay, there you go.
Yep. But my buddy Gavin Thomas also in the ball game that's Chase's family right there. Gavin into the ball game, and a good kick right there by Peabody, and it'll roll all the way down to about that 35, 40-yard line. And out come the Tioga offense again, 5:08.
All new ones coming in over there.
Yeah, so you're going to have that second-team offense coming in for the Tioga Indians. We'll keep it here. Again, stay tuned at the end of this ball game. We'll have our 446 Sports Player of the Game, our Southern Air Cool Play of the Game, and our Express Employment Professionals Lineman of the Week. Appreciate all of our sponsors here as we got 446 left in this ball game. I waited for that, by the way.
446 Sports.
You know, you got to wait. You got to look at that clock when it happens, and you got to make it immediately. Here we go. Ronnie Stevens into the ball game for Tioga. He hands it off. That is Raymond Bennett with the carry. Picks up some positive yards.
On the line, Holden Troquet. Holden started last week in place of Laborde as he was out. He's playing here tonight.
Landon Darnell in at center for the Tioga. We're going to try to get, looks like, is that Carson Walker, number 54, on that line as well? We're trying to get everybody that we can here. Noah Cootie going to be on the outside here, wide receiver at the bottom of your screen. Stevens hands it off again to Bennett. And Bennett brought down here. Going to bring up third down here for the Indians.
Look like Reese Hearn. Is that Reese Hearn, number 58? It looks like it's out there at right tackle or left tackle.
Yep. And then, again, I think we already called out, Holden Troquel and Landon Darnell. We already got them. But, yeah, so, again, sometimes they tuck those jerseys up a little bit, and it's hard to read those numbers here. But we try to call out everybody that we can. I'd like to see Ronnie get one throw maybe down the field a little bit. Also in the wide receiver, that's Paxton LaCour, the freshman, number 20.
He's going to keep it on the quarterback keep there.
And going to get to, it's going to bring up fourth and about 2 here. And let's see what Coach Landry does here as he's talking to Crispin, saying, hey, what do you want to do here? Let the young fellas go. I thought it was Paxton LaCour. That's Braden Jones.
Sure is.
20. I thought it was 20, but it was
the 20 and the 8s.
Yeah.
0 and the 8's tough with the way they're designed.
Braden Jones. That's David's boy.
Yep.
You know, he cooks us all this food every
That's right.
game. You got to give a shout out to Braden.
Well, it looks like they're going to go for it here on 4th and 2.
I like to see it here. 4th and 2 here. See if we can get some positive yards here. That defensive front for Peabody is going to be expecting the run here. Ronnie Stevens checking out that defense. He drops back. He's looking to throw. And he's got a man. He throws it. What a
caught it.
What a catch.
Oh, my gosh. Great catch right there by Noah Cootie.
Noah Cootie.
Wow.
Ronnie Stevens. Holy cow. What a play.
We've talked about Stevens and the arm that young man has, and what a throw and catch right there. Noah had to lay out. He laid out and caught it like an outfielder.
Only person that could have caught that ball was Noah Cootie.
And that's with no air under. That's a line drive throw, by the way, ladies and gentlemen.
That's your future quarterback here at Tioga High School.
Wow.
Great throw right there by Ronnie Stevens.
You wanted to see him throw. Well, there you go.
And Raymond Bennett with the run to the right side. Also in the ball game where we didn't call out, Caden Coughlin also in there, number 44. As they get to play here. A minute 30 left here in this ball game. 49-6, Tioga on top of Peabody. Homecoming night here at Peabody High School in Alexandria. A good, beautiful night of football. Nice little breeze blowing here. Cooled down a little while ago. As that cold front's probably moving in tomorrow.
A little bit of rain, 95% chance.
Just a little. As Raymond Bennett runs to the left side. He gets back to the line of scrimmage, it looks to be. So it's going to be third and maybe got a yard. So we'll say 3rd and 9 for Tioga. Appreciate everybody tuned in, watching here tonight on 446 Sports here, brought to you by Kingstop Chevron, 28 East Chevron, our title sponsors. Appreciate Christy Hilburn here watching the game live here tonight as well from 28 East Chevron. Ronnie Stevens. Yeah, looks like Tioga jumped. Yeah, right there, wide receiver.
Yeah,
I think it's going to be a false start. Back him up 5 yards. That just gives Ronnie a little bit more room to work.
Sure. With 15 seconds left, I'm not sure if we're going to get a play in here, Billy, to end the game.
And let's see, this will be the final play, as Ronnie said, I'm going to get one out of it. And he hands it off to Raymond Bennett. Bennett hit by a host of Peabody defenders, and that is going to do it, ladies and gentlemen. Your final score, Tioga 49, Peabody 6. We're going to take a break. We're going to come back, wrap it up, and give out our awards here. Tioga wins district game number 3. Finishes 3-0 on district play here after this week here. Big win for your Indians. We'll take a break. We'll be right back on 446 Sports.
At Alexandria Solutions, we believe every strong community starts with healthy minds and healthy families. That's why we're proud to stand alongside Tioga High School as a corporate sponsor. We're here to support the Tioga Indians from the classroom to the playing field, because when students succeed, our whole community thrives. At Alexandria Solutions, we provide compassionate care for mental health and addiction. No referral is needed to make an appointment, and we accept most insurances, because getting help should be simple. Tonight's game is brought to you in part by your local convenience stores, where friendly faces, cold drinks, hot snacks, and everything you need are just around the corner. For a quick stop before the big game, your hometown convenience stores are always ready, always here for you. Swing by today, and remember, support local, shop local.
Welcome back, everybody. It is a final here at Peabody Magnet High School. 49-6, your Tioga Indians defeat the Peabody Warhorses. What a game here. District play number 3 here for the Indians. Moving to 3-0, 7-1 overall is your Tioga Indians 7-game win streak here. And, Coach, what a night of football here at Peabody High School.
It was a great night of football, great weather. Tioga set the tone early by scoring on every possession in the first half to be able to get to that 40-point time, that clock running score. And here's the thing, 7-1 on the season. This wasn't a redemption game, but, man, what a way to come out and play some clean football. The defense, again, adding another phase to their game of being able to strip the ball all night, causing 4 or 5 turnovers for Peabody. But, again, a bright future for those Warhorses. You tip your hat to them. They were really outmatched from the jump, but they did a great job of competing all the way till the whistle blew. So, look, kudos to Coach Washington and his staff. War Horses are going to be heard from for a long time. They got some young men on that team. So as Tioga does their alma mater song here, the fighting song at the end. But again, great performance by all of those guys, especially on the offensive side as you get ready to announce the players of the games. But again, looking forward to the next game. And who is that?
Yeah, well, just want to shout out real quick. Very disappointed tonight in Cohen Henry for not getting a punt return for a touchdown. I was kind of expecting that tonight. He did not make it happen. We're going to have a little talk when I see him the next time here. No,
at the coach's show, we're going to definitely talk to him.
No, but, man, what a great night here, football again. So we'll start it off with our Express Employment Professionals Lineman of the Week. And this was decided on, I think, pretty early on in the game. This young man had himself a night. He was creating some absolute monster holes for Kenny Ponche, and that is Maxwell Byard, our buddy, number 70. Maxwell Byard with the Express Employment Lineman of the Week. Kudos to him and congratulations, Maxwell, buddy. Well deserved. You had yourself a great night. Couple of pancakes we saw out there.
Absolutely.
Big push into the end zone to help Kenny after the fumble, picked it up and moved into the end zone. So great job, Maxwell. Well deserved, my friend. Our Southern Air Cool play of the game almost got changed right at the end there. That pass from Ronnie Stevens to Noah Cootie was absolutely beautiful, but it's got to go to Mr. Legatron himself, the tackle to start the third quarter after the kickoff here. I can't wait to go back and watch that. It's going to be, it was so nice watching it live, but I want to see it again.
You know what you call that? As a defensive guy, coach, you call that a decleater.
Yeah.
He took Adams off of his feet, and it was a shot. Now, normally that's a safe tackle. He wasn't thinking safe. Ethan threw that shoulder in there and Adams came off of his feet, and what a shot. It's got to be on the KLB play of the week, one of them. So when it gets on there, make sure you go vote for him.
Yeah, we're going to clip that and get that out as quick as we possibly can here. And, of course, our 446Sports player of the game. I don't have official yardage on that, but I know he had at least 150 yards rushing tonight. Kenny Ponche with 1, 2, 3, 4 touchdowns tonight. Every touchdown scored tonight was on the ground. Kenny had 4, Case had 2, and Jackson Tarver had 1. But Kenny Ponche is your 446Sports player of the game. Well deserved here. Just a heck of a night here for all players tonight. And it was a fun game to call. Fun game to watch here, and we got to be in the stands with the Tioga Faith on. It was absolute. We appreciate everybody being so courteous and so nice. Nobody wanted to sit by us for some reason because they were scared they were going to get on camera.
Yeah, it was great, and that you love to do that, and the crowd. I mean, you just love it. You don't get to get into the stands too often. This might have been the second time I've ever sat in the stands, but just the spirit and the sportsmanship of this Tioga crowd. And I'm gonna tell you, we feel this visitor side, and this is a big side. I mean, you think about it; it goes from the 20 to the 20, and you're about 10 to 15 rows, and it was packed except for about 6 feet radius around us. But it was packed. But again, what a great performance by the Indians. Again, Peabody's young. They've got a bright future ahead of them, but a great atmosphere, and it's a great Friday night football game here in Sinlaw.
49-6, Peabody High School. Tioga Indians take on the War Horses and really put it to them early on here, and they scored every possession in that first half to have a running clock to start the second half. So again, 49-6. Tioga comes through when they need to come through. You beat the teams you're supposed to beat here, and they did a great job here tonight at Peabody High School on homecoming night. So, again, appreciate all of our sponsors, all of our people watching on YouTube and everything. Thank you so much. We really, really appreciate it. It's a final here at Peabody High School. 49-6. Tioga defeats Peabody. Again, this is a 446 Sports production of Tioga Indians Football, brought to you by Kingstop Chevron and 28E Chevron. Thank you so much for tuning in. God bless you. Be safe, and Coach,
go Indians.
We'll see you next week.